Hi everyone, it's Linda here for Canvas Core brand. Today I'm going to be decorating this this little trinket box, and last year I went to America to see my good friend Deb in Florida, and she took me to Orlando to Universal Studios to the Harry Potter theme park. And to commemorate this, I've made a little photograph album, and the card that I've used is from the American Vintage, the media pack, the 12 by 12, and I've just added photographs to it of the different things, and it's just a little keepsake for Deb off me as a little thank you. So I'm going to be decorating the box, and the products that I'm going to be using are, I'm going to be using the Glimmer mists in Dragonfly and Gold. I've used one of the stamps from this piece of cardstock, which is actually inside the media pack, and I've cut out this little stamp. I've cut out, this came with it as well, and I've cut out a piece of the material, the canvas, pattern canvas, which I'm going to put on the top. I've also cut out a piece of felt from my stash, and this is a cork board which I'm going to put up there, and this has come from the Gypsy £1/4 pack, which is vintage travel. So I'm going to use that as well. I'm also going to be using a heart from Prima Mechanicals. I've got this little camera, which again is Prima, and I'm going to add some glimmer mists to that. I've cut out the word cherish from, it's a Tim Holtz Words die. I've got this frame, which I'm going to frame the photograph, this photograph of Deb and I. But I want to paint this brown and crackle it and that. So I've got that to do as well. And first thing I want to do, I've given it a coat of gesso using Newton and Windsor Prima gesso. So the first thing I want to do now is give it a coat of brown paint. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm not going to paint the inside here because it's pointless, because I'm going to be putting felt and cork there. So I will just get my palette and make a start. I won't make you sit and watch me painting the whole of the box, but I'll start off and you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to paint the insides first. There's a nice grain to this box as well. So and I'm going to be using the Folk Art Home Decor Crackle Medium, which is my favourite. It's very easy to use it, and you can either let it dry naturally or speed it up with your heat gun. Okay, so now as you can see, I've left the insides not painted brown, and I've only kind of done the edges on the front because obviously I'm going to be putting this canvas on top of there. So my next stage is to add the crackle medium, and I'll make a start on this now, and I want it on, I just want the crackle medium on the outside of the box. Just give it a nice coating all the way around. The more crackle medium you put on, the thicker the wider the crackle, the deeper the crackle. I've painted the bottom of the box as well, but I'm not going to crackle that. I just want to do the sides. So that's that side done. Now I'll do the lid. It's really nice medium to use, and if you've never used it before, I would highly recommend. There are a lot of crackle mediums out on the market, and we all have our own likes. So what I'm going to do now is, to speed the process up, I'm going to dry with my heat gun. Okay, so that's that done. I'm going to come in now, just leave the outside a little bit to just dry off, and I'm going to use Rowney Buff Titanium, and the brown was Burnt Umber from Rowney. So I'll just put some in my, get a clean brush. There. I'm just going to paint the inside in brown, in the beige, in the titanium. Okay, so the inside of the box is now painted, and I'm just going to give the outside sides a paint, and hopefully the crackle, you'll be able to see the crackle. Once it starts to dry, the crackle will come into itself. Usually I like to leave it to dry naturally, but because of time, I've heat set it, which I don't usually like to do, but for the purpose of the video, and I don't mind that the paint is not even. If I just lift it up for you to see, can you see the crackle starting to take effect now? And I'm I'm not going to assist this to dry. I'm just going to put this to one side and dry, to dry naturally, and I'll move on and do some other things that I need to do that'll go on the top of this. There we are. So I'm going to leave that now to dry naturally. All 4 sides are done, so I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to bring in my frame. Now if you remember, I want to paint the frame brown and then go over with the titanium, and in fact I might mix the cream and the brown together and just paint it. I'm going to stipple it actually. So that some of the other colour the silver comes through, but I'm not, I'm going to spritz it. Once this is dry, I'm going to spritz it, and I've changed my mind about the colour as well, which is a woman's prerogative. I'm going to use the tattered leather rather than the dragonfly, so they're the colours I'm going to use. I'll just lift this up. I just want to paint around the sides. And on the inside as well, so it all marries in. There we are. So I'll just pop that to one side, get rid of this. Wipe this up before I move on to the next step. Now the next step is I'm going to spritz this with the gold. Now I have a little, this is, excuse me, the lid of a plastic box, and that broke, so I kept the lid to use for my spritzing station. So before I spritz on it, what I like to do is, to prevent it from fraying, I just like to go around the edges with a lighter, just to seal the edges, just to prevent it from fraying. You might all have your own, but I'm not a seamstress by any stretch of the imagination, so I just like to run my lighter across, and it kind of seals. She says, made a liar out of me. There we are. Right, so that's all done now. And now I'm going to get the gold, and I always store my glimmer mists on the side, so the mica then settles at the bottom and on the side and not at the bottom, so it doesn't clog my tube inside. And all I'm going to do is just lightly spritz, and that's why I have my station. I'm just going to leave that, and the camera is too white, so I'm going to spritz it with the tattered leather, and it'll give it that nice sheen. And I'm just going to leave them to dry. Always clean your nozzles after you've used them, so so there's no mica stuck in the nozzle. And if you can, clean inside your lid. I'll do the same with the gold as well. So just a few housekeeping tips really, just to make sure you always clean your nozzles and then your lids. So I'm just going to leave them. I know this isn't going to be perfect, but that is just the way I want it. And I'm not, if I should hold it up, can you see? So I quite like that. The next thing I want to do now is bring this in, and what I'm going to do is I want a piece of sponge, and I'm going to spritz some of the gold onto my mat, onto the sponge, and just dab around it, so it'll give that nice sheen, so it'll have some of the mica on it. Oops. So just gently go all the way around and then leave that to dry. Spritz a bit more on. I just like to find other ways to use my, try and get as much use out of my products as I can, of my goodies. And you must hop on over to Canvas Core brand website and have a look at all the fabulous colours that they've got. It's just going to be subtle, it's not going to be kind of in your face sort of thing. And I'm just going to leave that and let that dry. This is dry now, so I'm going to spritz it and leave it and let it cool and dry. So I'll leave that to one side. Again, clean the nozzle. So I'm done with them now. So while the outside is drying, I can work on the inside. Now for the inside, I'm going to use the gel medium. This is golden gel medium, and it's a heavy duty gel, and it really is nice for adhering material and cork and the like to your that's it. So I need a brush, and I'm just going to use it like a paste, and just and it won't go anywhere. Once it's stuck with this, it's stuck. Just give a generous coating, work it round. I do believe this is self-adhesive, but for the purpose of my box and speed, I'm just going to put that in there. So boxes coming nicely together, which will be a nice little keepsake for my friend Deb. I'm going to, by the time this video goes live, I'll have been to and come back from seeing my friend Deb in Florida. This year I'm going for 4 weeks, so really excited. We're both excited. I'm doing a few trips as well, so I'm looking forward to that. And this is just a piece of felt from my stash. Yeah. So that's that done. I can close it now. And there's the crackle all done. I'm not sure if you can see, there's just a hint of the mica, you can just see it, and the crackles come out really well, which is exactly what I wanted. So now to decorate this, the front, the top I should say. So I'm going to put a generous helping of the medium onto the lid so I can attach my box. Attach the canvas to the top. And I'm just going to quickly bring in the heat gun and dry these off. So these are dry now, and so's the frame. So I'm going to get my picture and I'll put some double-sided tape on the back. And I'm going to position this over so I can get it right on the nose. There we are. There's a picture of Deb and I, and that is going to go there. I want the camera here, and I've got the stamp there, and then I've got cherish, the word cherish, which I'm just going to pop there. And from the mechanicals I've got this heart, and I want to place that on the frame. So I just need to now, again, I'm adhering everything with the medium. I'm just going round the outside. And I think I might actually change things around and put it in the middle with the word cherish. I'm not sure now. Oh, isn't it a nuisance? I definitely want that up there. I'll put that there. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. just going to pop that there. And that will sneak under there. I'm able to sneak that under there. We'll have the cherish here, which will just fit on nicely. And I'm going to pop the heart up there. So because it's hollow, I can get quite a bit in there. I'll pop that there like that. And then we're going to just remove the excess very carefully. It will dry clear this, so there we have it. And to adhere the cherish, I'm going to use this Cosmic Shimmer PVA glue. This is a good strong glue as well. Get me tweezers and just place this on. There we are. And that is my memory box complete. And I can lift the lid and the box will go, the little album will sit nice and snugly inside. Well, that's my project done for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Please give a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and until next time, happy crafting, and bye bye.